back to homeless and living in a camper. As the sticker says, meet me in the woods. Stick around. So, last time, when I showed you guys, I had just gotten the camper and I hadn't really started any work on it. Now I've been doing work on it here and there. I just took apart the wire harness because there was wires that were cut and they weren't connected to nothing. They had 3 grounds here, 1, and then they had 2 here, and then they had a ground stuck to the camper, and then there's a ground underneath, so that's 3, 4, 5 grounds. You don't need motherfucking 5 grounds. These wires, okay, plug in to that. These are for your brakes and running lights. Right there. So, what I'm trying to figure out is why the fuck did they do such a cob job at wiring this bitch up? Okay. So, there was a green and white wire that ran up over here to the brake lights and marker lights, and a green and white wire for your 12 volt that ran through here, and the shit was cut a bunch of times. Okay, this wire, they put a quick connect on it and a small gauge wire leading to a factory or a larger gauge that runs to the actual electronic brakes, only on one side. That side. But no wire running to the other side to be plugged in to the ground and to the brakes. So we only have one side that has brakes, and the other 2 wires coming off of that run right down the center of the camper, and bam, here's the one wire, there's the other wire, but the wires inside are good. So I think instead of them fixing the wiring, they ran their own wires. Why? I don't fucking know, but it looks like shit. I gotta test it with a car battery. These wires right here are what runs markers into the back light and then brake lights. So this splits off and is wire nutted, and I'll show you all that, but there was that green wire and a white wire that ran up in there for 12 volt, but the shit's all cut. That shit was hardly even connected. Somebody like soldered it. Let's see if I can find it here. There's one of the grounds. Here we go. This is what they did. A real shitty job at soldering. So, instead of them putting connectors in and connecting it properly, they soldered it and put on, it was like, must have been probably 3 rolls of electrical tape holding all the wires together. Instead of buying the plastic flex sleeves that you just feed your wires through, no. They had a fucking Mickey Mouse this bullshit. So, here's my stickers from my 2017 hike of the Appalachian Trail. This is what I collected. There's my Amicaloa Falls State Park down in Georgia. I got these in Georgia, top of Georgia Hostel. I got these at Mountain Crossings in Georgia, North Carolina, Outdoor 76, representing. Whoop, whoop. Of course, Gear Aid and Buff. Buff came with, the sticker came with my Buff, and Gear Aid was something that they gave me. Last time you guys seen inside this camper, it's had all the original paling and a bunch of crap. I had to fix this door. The board under here was rotted, so I cut a new board, raced it in. I spray foamed the bottom, so that bottom half of that door is good. I got a Mickey Mouse latch until I can get that window fixed, and wire holding my door open. I did pick up, let me tell you, you've probably seen these on TV, Everbrights. They got 4 little LED lights, and this is just like a reflector. Solar panel, no batteries. It's supposed to be super, super bright. Yeah. Bright enough to see what you're doing, but not bright enough to see really anything. So as you can see, she's down to her ribs. Last time there was a bench here, and I was talking about putting a bed here. That changed. There's where the wiring comes in. Boom, boom, and then it runs down to the back. But damn, it's hot in here. And then the marker lights up there. That's where all that wire runs. But yeah, there was a lot of rot. I had to replace all that over there. Kind of spray foam it in. I gotta patch that up a little bit with some spray foam down there. I'm gonna spray foam where that metal bends up. There's a board that runs in there, so I'm just gonna spray foam that section. But yeah, so I'm going to build 2 benches here, and then have it so I can put a kitchen table. I don't know yet if I want to have it so I can drop it down and have anyone's, crash there, considering this is only a camper for me. Still debating if I want to put the toilet here or if I want to turn this into a shower. There is a drain there. Might build a little shower, put a wall here and a wall right on the outside of this, and then have it come out to where this bench is. It'll still give me room in a typical camper because everything's going to come to right about here for everything else. This is my sink, countertop, whatever. I could put a Coleman stove there. Has a window so the fumes can vent. I did last tell you I was punching that exhaust vent out. I did. I got a board on there right now just to keep bugs and rain out. I am going to replace that with a piece of sheet metal. There's the sink. I got her set up for now. This is all 2x2s by 8. They come in 8-foot long sections like that. 4 to a bundle. I bought 5 bundles. That's 20 boards. I got 5 boards left and that section. But this is what 4 bundles pretty much builds you. Bed frame. Bam! Bed frame. Putting in sections. Building 2 2x4s pretty much right there to replace all that was rotted. That section. And this. This spot will be for a mini fridge. This is going to be storage under here, possibly. I'm not sure if I can fit the water tank in here. Might have to run a shelf to mount it on with a small 12-volt pump. Did leave enough space. I can run a little faucet or something right here. I might put it right here in the corner or right here. I got wire ran for my outlets. All brand new wire. I'm still going to replace this black one. This is old, but it's there for now. So I'm going to have an outlet there. That's just for the AC. It's going to be on its own breaker. And then I got the one running up to the front, which is going to go there. I'm going to run a 12 volt cigarette plug and a USB plug as well. And then I got an outlet here that's going to have the same thing, a 12 volt cigarette plug and USB port. My breaker box and fuse panel is going right here. I'm going to build out a little section for it. So and then I'm going to have ventilation so it can get air. The heat can come out because there's a lot of heat that builds up behind them. But yeah, that's what I've been using as a bed lately. Best night's sleep ever. I gotta get some more of the window cranks. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 more window cranks. I cannot find them anywhere. I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store, I guess, and pick some up. The water tank originally was there. That's the spout to fill your 12-gallon water tank. But if I can get away with getting it over here, and then I don't have to run a line under the camper, drill a hole, run it under, and everything. Nice cool breeze blowing right in, right on top of me. It feels so good. It's been hot lately up here in Vermont. It's September, and we've been having 80-degree days and mid-60s at night, which I'm not complaining. I did redo the whole back. This camper was ant infested. There was 2 colonies. There was large carpenter ants and small black ants. I sprayed the shit out of them. Killed their little eggs. When I lifted that board up and took the white styrofoam out, there was probably a few hundred white egg sacs, and the ants were scrambling to grab them and run with them. Well, next day I sprayed everything in here, and I haven't seen an ant since, so knock on wood. Flies. This is just from yesterday. Okay, this is just from the past 4 days. Flies like you wouldn't believe. So hopefully I could get rid of these damn flies one way or the other. But I have to run 12 volt wire. I have to get that. I have to get it for running for connections for my brake lights, trailer lights, interior lights. There's going to be 4 12 volts. One's going there. One's going there. This is going to be a 110. It's a very thin 5-inch light. I'm getting off of Amazon, along with the 12 volt lights. One's going to go there. One's going to go there. That's my center mark, which is 40.5. Is the center of the camper. I have a hole there I need to spray foam. That's where the gas line ran up. I did disconnect all that old copper. The flooring is good. I haven't had a problem with it. There's a little soft spot. I think it's just because it's in between the boards, and it's the most heavier traveled area. But once I put the subfloor down and everything, it'll be more solid. It won't be so soft. Yeah. So this is 60% done. This is not going to be my permanent countertop. This is actually one of the seats that was going over here. I saved it because I wanted to use it as a measurement, just in case I get my measurements off. I can just measure this. It's about 2 feet wide and 37 inches, I believe, in length. I'm pretty sure I didn't have to trim it, but I could have been wrong. I really don't think I had to, but I will, you know, measure that one and make sure it's the same. But yeah, this is all my stuff. I needed a countertop, so I had to do what I had to do for now. But yes, she is almost ready for insulation and paneling plywood. Once I get my other wire, then I can run that and get my lights, my breaker box, which will be probably another week and a half. I'll have everything. I'm just gonna go straight out and buy everything all at once. And oh, excuse me, gotta relight my cigarette. But yeah, markers, those stupid reflectors are gone. Oh, last time, yes, in the last video I was talking about the broken windows. So that window was broke. This one had only that one. I took this panel off and just put it on there. Screwed it in. There's 2 little screws on each side that hooks to the brackets. Bam. It has a hard time closing, so when you crank it closed, you gotta come out here and push on it to get it to close. I'm thinking I might take it out and do what I did here, which is plexiglass and just some trim, and screwed it in, silicone the shit out of it. I did use painter's caulk at first, and with the moisture and everything, it leaked like a son of a bitch. The painter's caulk that's supposed to be waterproof, that you use like around windows and windowsills, showers, tubs, well, even if it's mostly dry and you get rain, it turns to mush. Maybe the stuff was old and it wasn't working. I just bought clear silicone, cleaned it up, and went over it. The outside doesn't have to be as pretty as the inside, but at the same time, I really don't want it to be an eyesore either. But plexiglass window, baby. That thing is solid. I did the trim on the inside to hold it in and trim on the outside. And I didn't go up inside here on the outside. It's kind of hard to see. But I did run a small piece here, a small piece there, and a larger piece here. 3 screws. I have a board that runs down on the inside. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Kind of hard to see, but I ran that along the inside. It helped, and then of course I ran a piece of large trim on the inside and a couple small pieces up on the inside. There was another window that was broke, bear with me. Windows are all clean. This window, if you remember right in the video or the pictures, it had a trash bag hanging out. This was my first attempt with plexiglass. It cracked there. It chipped a couple of spots. But you know what? That's why I got duct tape there. I'll fix that another time. Got some tunes going. I just put a board over that hole for the heater. And yeah. Back window. was open. I just used a scrap piece of plexi for that. This window has a little difficulties closing. That's glass. That's glass. That's plexi, and I didn't even know it. Somebody had replaced that apparently at one time. So the back window, you can see from there to there, that's the width. They have all those white dots were self-tappers screws, but they weren't holding nothing in. So I took them all out because I want to reuse them. I ran a board here and a board there, bent a sheet metal in, and bent that down. That's for the AC. That bitch will fit a small 5,000 BTU, will fit in that area. Again, this is going to be storage. All that is stupid, real thin styrofoam that was bent in half, and they stuck so much of it in the ceilings. I was like, really? So I'm going to try to reuse that for something. I hate drilling 90 degree angles to run wires. It's a pain in the ass. I'll show you why. But she's coming along slowly but surely. Also, I pulled a rookie mistake when I was working on this corner right here. Yeah, I forgot to run this wire behind this board to come out here. So now I have to cut a notch in here to run this in, like so. So when I put the paneling up, paneling goes here, and a piece of paneling goes here. So that's going to be fun. Rookie ass mistake. I was rushing, I was tired, I was not thinking, and now that that's all in there, I'm not ripping it apart to tuck it behind there. So I'm going to have to do what I gotta do. Spray foam above the door there. Had a little bit in my last can. I said, why not? But yes, I will have that once I get the pipes and I get the full piece of plywood for here, and I get everything marked and insulated and paneling, and this actually gets mounted to the floor and the wall. The bed I'm going to have to unmount and pull out when I do all that. And when I get that stuff insulated and paneled, then I can put the bed in, mount that down, then work my way up. And then when I get to the door, I can mount this permanently and start doing other things I gotta do to it. I did have to run a couple of sideboards because I was like, well, if I run a piece of paneling, then it's only going to be mounted to the top and bottom. So I wanted, plus I didn't want this shaking a whole lot. And yeah, it's still a work in progress. I still got to try to figure out what I'm going to do with the water tank, if I can get it in there, and if I can with a pump, I'm going to do that. Storage under the bed. I didn't have that board there for a while, and I kept getting sick of kicking my legs and then getting crooked. And so I started thinking about it and looking on YouTube and talked to a guy that did a camper similar to this. He said just screw a 2x2 to each one of the legs, and if you have a counter or something, just mount it to that. So I just put a screw in the floor to keep it level. Well, not level, but all the legs straight. I'm 260 pounds, and it holds me, and holds all my weight. I can stand on it, and I did yesterday to clean the inside of that window and that window. So I think my carpentry work is extremely well. The step, I gotta try to take it off, hammer this side straight, that sliding bracket, and then put another self tapper somewhere in there just to kind of help that grate. I gotta still get tires. I believe it they say 15s, but it kind of looks like 16s. It's kind of hard to read them, especially when, you know, as old as they are, and they're very weather cracked. Yeah. I also get wheel bearings. They're 18 bucks. Slap on this bitch when I change the tires out, which won't be for a while, because I just got so much work to do the outside. I am thinking of getting new markers, because these I don't think work anymore. Or just, I don't know. Like, that one I highly doubt I can fix. It's missing the seal. So I might just get some new ones and just put in there. All my lumber, and it's all squared up. This is salvaged wood. I'm gonna use it somehow. I know I'm gonna need it. I have a 2x4 that I'm gonna have to rip down, I'm sure, for the ceiling. I got some foam insulation. I think it's 6 sheets of it. It's 2 inches thick. So I'm going to use that in the ceiling. I'm going to have to rip these down. The gap, I think in the ceiling is thicker than a little over 2 inches between those boards. So that 2 inch will work perfect for that ceiling. I know the walls from the sheet metal to the inside of the 2x2 is 1.5 inches deep. So I'm going to put 1 inch foam board, foiled foam board in there, and that should be good. R rating I think is 4 or 6 for that stuff. So foil side obviously goes out, so it'll be up against the metal, so it'll push the heat away in the summer, and it will help keep the warmth in the camper. Bumper, I gotta do something with this bumper. It's all rotted out all the way up through, I think underneath, all the way up until like here somewhere. If I can find somebody with a welder and I get a tube pipe, I'm just gonna cut this off and just have them weld me put a tube pipe on here, and then re-weld the bracket to the tube pipe. This piece of aluminum I still gotta get off. I don't have any sockets that fit any of the nuts or bolts that are on there, so I gotta see about looking around for something that can hook to my drill and take that off. Still need to test the lights just by touching the wires to a positive, and it should give, if they're grounded, which they should be, they should light up. But anyways, that's what she is, and I'll keep you guys updated when in the next video when I start putting in the insulation, paneling, and rerunning new wire for the lights and brakes, and getting a new crank arm at some point here. Yeah. Oh, solar panels and power inverter. Amazon has them, $174.99. You get 2 solar panels, inverter, charging, a little charging block to let you know what your input is going to your deep cycles. I have to figure something out with a couple battery boxes for right there. But yeah, this will be fun. Alright, everybody. Just remember, always have fun at what you do and love what you do. Keep on keeping.